Welcome to Ladies and Gentlemen, it's that time again. It's live at 5 with your host, Danny Gali. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to this show, except for me. But here he is, Danny Gali. How's everybody doing out there in the interwebs land, in the internets and the periscopes and the YouTubes and the tubes and the scopes and all that stuff? Let's share this. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share mine. Boom. To Facebook and say, hey, I'm live right now. It's live at 5. It's me live. No, it's me live on Periscope. There we go. So I just posted that to Facebook. Yay, everybody on Facebook's going to come rushing over here. Not. Facebook's a weird place for live things. People, I think people's perceptions on Facebook are a little different. Their priorities as to what they're doing on Facebook is completely different than what people are doing here. People are here to actually look at it, watch other people. People on Facebook are there to just watch a bunch of silly stuff and, I don't know, participate in silly gossip. There's not anything wrong with it, but the platform is not, people are not really diving into it for live media, as far as I can tell right now. But today's topic is what I like to call the glow. And we'll get into that a little bit later after I start playing some music. And this thing's working, right? This thing's on. Hello, hello, hello. Please feel free to chat. Let's see, I got to turn on my looping program here. Turn on my super duper looper. And we will go. Hello, Brian. Sharon is coming, just looking after dogs. Okay. What, she actually messaged you and said she's coming? That's funny. I do have the green screen up today, so we will have all kinds of stuff going on in the background. Just basically the normal stuff, like pictures. How that grass made my nose itch. Is that like subconscious hay fever or something? You texted her. Oh, okay. Fantastic. All right, so let's get some pictures changed here. That picture's been displayed a long time on here, past few week or so. So I gotta shift these pictures around. Hey, look, there's a guitar over on this mountain over here. I'm gonna go pick up this guitar on this mountain. Now wait a minute. You actually had to text her because I'm live every day at 5, aren't I? Every weekday. I'm a little sore today. I'm a little what am I trying to think of? Muscles are a little tight from trying tennis yesterday. Some people get tennis elbow. I get tennis body. I think my whole body is sore now. A little achy, a little stiff. Got up this morning, I was a little stiff. But that's okay. Come on, go in there. She's a woman. Okay, I'm not gonna I'm gonna have to leave that there and yeah, what Brian said. And we'll hope she doesn't read that message there. So the first song I'm going to do is my own song called I See a Light, which is kind of odd because today's topic is the glow. And we will get into that a little bit later. I still have not changed my guitar cord, so I'm still using the guitar cord that I usually use to plug into the electric guitar effects pedal. So we're So, what was I trying to say there? I don't know. What do we got today? We got all these camera angles here. We've got this camera angle here. We've got these 4 camera angles here split up into 4s, individual 4s like this one. And we got this guy here. We got this guy here. And we got this guy above here. And then we've got the magic shirt here. Magic shirt's kind of blending into the desk over here too. You like my new topic idea? Well, that's good because I was thinking, I got to kind of make put together some kind of theme or something. So the glow, it's going to be interesting. I've got a lot of pictures to show you, and for animal lovers, this is really, I think, really important. Although many of you probably already know this, and I will get on to that right after this song. Guitar's not in tune, so I'm going to roll the effects while I... My keyboard's not turned on. Nothing's working yet. It's just one of those days, right? Nobody's here except Brian. Brian's awesome. Volume's low. Okay, I just did a quick tune there just to make it work. All right, so let's go. The song is called I See a Light. I wrote this one a long time ago. I feel so afraid to open up my heart and show the things I'm thinking of. Risk breaking down and show a weakness in my pride. My overcautious heart makes me afraid to fall in love. So I turn deep within, way down inside of me, where no one can see my pain. Nobody knows how I feel. Sometimes it gets so hard trying to avoid the love I have to hide. I try to run away, but the emotion follows me. I always fall apart and show my feelings deep inside. And I can't erase you from my mind. The things that you say, the things you do, I finally realize and understand. I can't replace the love I have for you. I see light at the end of a tunnel. I see more clearly than before. I know there's a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, somewhere beyond that distant shore.
know I see more clearly than before. I know there's a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, somewhere beyond that distant shore.
give them the hose. Or are you talking about dogs? Are you giving your dogs a hose bath? So today is all about the glow. And what is the glow? Ask this guy behind me. Ask me why wild animals come right up to some people and some people they don't. That's what today's topic is about, the glow. I'm going to share with you some things that I learned over the years about interaction with wild animals. Well, once you interact with a wild animal, it's no longer a wild animal, right? If you interact with it too much, like feeding wild animals is against the rules. It's against company policy. Do not feed wild animals. Do not go near the wild animals. They can bite. Wild animals have teeth. Stick your hand out to that little creepy little thing right there, and he might just bite you trying to get a French fry from you. Because they know we love animals. You know what? That's close, but not quite it. I'm going to upstage this guy behind me for just a second. Shall we shrink myself? I think we need to shrink myself for this one because I'm going to show a lot of pictures. So please be patient out there. I'm going to show a lot of pictures, and some of them have me in it. I'm kidding. Okay, let's go. Let's take this, size me down. Here we go. Just shrink.
They're getting smaller. Now I got the stuff all around the corner of my screen, and I didn't move that stuff. Now just shift me over here. Let's put me down here in the corner.
Hey, nobody puts baby in the corner. Sorry. I can't help myself. Every time I think of that, nobody puts baby in the corner. It's getting warm in here, Red. All right, yes. Rabies, food. What is on an animal's mind? We're going to stop this guy right here. Put me over here.
Hey, nobody puts baby in the corner.
That guy right there is wanting food. These little critters, that is a ground squirrel, actually. There's some chipmunks and stuff. This is on a mountain top in Oregon while I was hiking. And these little guys were running all around, and they're actually just get accustomed to people handing out food. So that's what they are. Because what are animals thinking all the time? They're thinking of my next meal and my next playing with other animals. That's what they're thinking all the time. That is what they focus on. However, they have a fear of human beings and a fear of all kinds of things attacking and eating them. So how and why do some wild animals come right up to wild animals? We're talking insects and other creatures also come right up to human beings without any hesitation. It's because of what you're thinking. And we'll get into that here in just a minute. Let's see, are there any other close-ups of these little guys here? Here's one who's posing for me because he's like, I know you have a snack in that bag of yours. I know you give it to me. Oh, that is a chipmunk. Cute little animals. We'll back up here a few more pictures because there was actually one. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, good. I quite often got really close to and picked up animals without any problem. Now, the reasoning is, and I have to admit, I can't do it as much anymore. I will explain that. Un momento. You remember back in the, I guess it was 60s and 70s, people talked about other people having an aura, and and I always thought that was silly mumbo jumbo, but there is a certain thing that every living creature gives off an energy, and if you have a negative energy, creatures will avoid you because they don't know what is on your agenda. Let's go to this picture here. This was in Australia. Oh, wow, a slideshow here is 2 seconds. Really? Seriously? I'm going to go 10 seconds here. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. When I was a kid, people said, don't be afraid of bees, or they'll sting you. They'll sting you when you're afraid of them. And I thought, well, that's stupid. Why would a bee sting you when you're afraid of it? Because, I mean, there's no reason to attack something that's afraid of you. But a bee is a very simple creature, and fear is a negative energy. And what happens when you're afraid, you give off a negative energy, especially if you're really afraid, you give off a strong negative energy. And that negative energy, a bee is not going to perceive whether you're aggressive towards them or you're afraid of them. All they see is negative energy, and they don't like it. That's all they focus on. Now, animals, this was a wild, semi-wild koala at a wildlife park in Australia. When we were there, we were not allowed to handle the koalas because they were an endangered species. So as we were all standing around and gazing at the koalas, we were able to actually go up behind them and touch them, but we were not allowed to handle them. Well, while everybody was doing that, this koala just picked me out of the crowd and came up and crawled up my pant leg and up into my arms where you see it there. And those things have some major claws, let me tell you. But what it was doing was it was just wanting attention. It wanted to be up higher. But it picked me out of a random bunch of people because I had a clear head. Now, I'll get into details on that some more. And some people, you may correct me if you think I'm wrong. I don't mind. But here's me getting close to a lizard in Arizona. Here's me holding a bird in Memphis. This bird ran into a window, actually. and I was at a Kinko's updating my website during my motorcycle trip. This was 2002. This bird hit the window. I went out into the parking lot, and it was dazed. And I crouched down to it, and it actually crawled up into my hand. And it sat there for the longest time because it was gathering its capacity back together. And I let it sit. I actually put it on my motorcycle and let it sit there for a while, and then I got some other stuff out of my bags and stuff, and he was fine after a little while and flew away. But it just kind of crawled up onto me and crawled up in me. Here's a gecko from Arizona, not running away, just kind of hanging out of my hand. Now, lizards and amphibians. Let's take reptiles, for example. One of the things that they like is warmth. Once you pick them up, they feel the warmth, and they'll latch onto it. This is a black widow spider in Virginia. A coworker found it on some equipment, and he put it in acetone, and it was in acetone for about 30 minutes before they gave it to me. I poured it out of the acetone. I thought it was dead, but that night it came back to life, and it made a nice little web. I kept it in a jar in my apartment, and I actually didn't put a lid on the jar, and it stayed in the jar. It could have got out. It stayed in the jar. Well, there's more pictures of the black widow. Where is it? Come on, black widow. I let the black widow crawl on me right there. Why? Just because I don't like spiders. They kind of give me the heebie-jeebies. But it never tried to bite me. And then once I actually looked up the specs on that thing, that was really small when it was a baby one, and probably couldn't have bitten me anyway. You can tell by the spots on its back that it was young. And apparently they can't bite when they're that young. I didn't know it at the time, but it was a black widow. And I kept it for several weeks until it got nice and healthy, and I let it go outside. Because I just don't like killing anything. I wouldn't be there long. No way. Oh, heck no. I bet they do. Yeah, surprising. But anyway, let's see. Let's go back to, here's a butterfly. I found this butterfly at work in the parking lot. It had been raining, kind of a stormy rain, and this butterfly was just a mess. Let's pull up a picture here. This butterfly here, his wings were all crinkled up, and it was just laying in the parking lot. So I took it and put it in a little jar where I worked, and I took it home with me. and it was beautiful butterfly. Its wings got a little better. I fed it. I got some honey and some water, mixed some honey and water in a lid, and you can see it eating there. Are you scared of butterflies as well, Sharon? Sharon says, you can keep your bugs. I'm scared of all of them. Like I said, I'm not really fond of insects and definitely not fond of spiders, but it's still a living creature, and to me, I just, it has a right to live just as much as I do. Unless it's buzzing around in my face, then I will give it some chances to get away. But I kept that butterfly, nursed it back to health that night. Well, I guess nursed it back to health. I didn't really do anything. I just kind of let it stay in my apartment for the night. And the next day, I let it go outside. And I took it outside, and it didn't fly away. It just kind of flew over to this branch where it sat there for a while, and it started raining again. And it started to storm again. So I picked it back up, and I brought it back in that night so it would be okay. Actually, I just put my hand over and it crawled up on my hand. We took it inside. And then I let it go the next day and it was fine. Snakes don't bother you? I got some snakes in here. So here is a dragonfly. I love these things. Just amazing creatures, especially these really big ones. This one came in my apartment. I had the back door open in Virginia. Came in my apartment and just kind of freaked me out. It scared me because it landed on me. Now, again, what most insects and creatures, small creatures, are doing, they are looking for food. I had dragonflies in Arizona always flying around my blue car. It was a shiny blue car. They thought it might be water, so they were constantly buzzing around it. So you got to understand that they have a very limited agenda on their mind. However, bigger creatures, like this black bear in Virginia. I was talking to this, actually just kind of having a conversation with this black bear leaning up against a wall on the side of the highway in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And he climbed over the wall and followed me back to my car. Don't make any drastic moves around him, because if you look, the hair on the back of his neck is kind of ruffled up, so I didn't take any chances. He had some nice big claws on him too. But here's a lizard. This is a horned-toed lizard, a small horned-toed lizard in Oregon. I'm up on a mountain. It was kind of cool up there. He didn't want to be picked up, but once I picked him up, he latched onto my hand and stayed there for a long time. Also hiking in Oregon. You ever been kissed by a slug? It feels really weird. This is an osprey in Oregon. Kept flying around, circling me while I was hiking, and I got this picture of him. Every time he circled around, he was watching me. Not saying that was anything awesome, but anyway, there's that guy. Frog. How about frogs? You afraid of frogs? How about this giant Chinese mantid? Found this thing near my apartment in Virginia. Took it inside, took a bunch of pictures of it. Huge. It's like a praying mantis, but it's actually bigger. Chinese mantid. We're asking about the frog or the Chinese mantis. It says mantid was what it was called, Chinese mantid. It's like a praying mantis, but a lot bigger. And then in Arizona, we also had these guys. Now, again, I'm not really fond of spiders. Tarantulas, that thing was huge. It was the size of my hand, practically, as you can see there. The bird. Oh, the bird was an osprey. I believe it was an osprey. But, yeah, it was watching me. But the tarantula, amazing. I looked at the tarantula very closely. Danny, my manny. Who is this? I will be someday soon. Oh, okay. Hey, how you doing? We're looking at animals here and my close interaction with them. And I'm going to tell a story in a little while about bees and how I learned what's up with animals and the energy level we give off. I'd seen you later play with your spider. Hell no. So we'll go on to this guy. Giant freaking grasshopper in Arizona, I found. But here's another shot of a baby. Here's another shot of me getting close with an animal. Here's a baby quail. He was actually about to fall asleep right there, but I found this baby quail at night. It was lost, and it found its way into the bushes right outside my door, my front door. So I picked him up, and he seemed to really enjoy hanging out with me, and I held it for a little while, and he fell asleep in my hands. So I went back in the house, and I watched TV for a while the thing slept there, and I put it in a box that night and took it outside and let it go. But it was a baby quail. We had a lot of them in Arizona. But here is a lizard right here. There's another shot of this lizard somewhere. Where is it? There it is. This is a lizard that was actually living around the swimming pool of my uncle's house. And when my uncle and his wife were sick, I was taking care of their house and their pool and the grounds. And this lizard right here was hanging out. And every time I came out there, he would come up to me. Even to the point where my uncle came out, I was doing some work on the bricks around there. And my uncle came out in his wheelchair, and he wheeled up next to me. And I was talking, I said, "Be careful, the lizard might be around here." And he's like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, there's a lizard that keeps coming up to me." And he's like, "No way." And sure enough, the lizard came up and crawled right in front of him and right up to me. But here's the thing. The lizard was checking to see if I was doing something that may be stirring up food or if I had food, because that's what they're focusing on, is food. Now, the only reason they'll come close to some people is if you have a positive energy, and then you're no longer as much of a threat. So their level of fear or food, or feast or famine, their level of fear will overcompensate, or their hunger will overcompensate for the fact that they want. Though they're willing to get closer to you. Ground squirrels in Arizona are actually kind of cute. They would hang out relatively close. As hummingbirds, this is actually one of my favorite pictures. This photograph right here. I was taking pictures of butterflies, and I heard this hummingbird behind me, and I turned around and took this picture just like that. Got really lucky. Horned-toed lizards are really docile creatures. As a matter of fact, you can sometimes just reach down and pet them. Or pick them up. And they're actually kind of cute. I will say right now, bull snakes, this is a bull snake, are kind of mean. Uncle from Cairo, he's a chiropractor. You have I have an uncle from Cairo, he's a chiropractor. Gotcha. So this bull snake was actually freaked me out because I looked in this bush and I saw this snake, and I started walking over to this snake with my camera. I'm like, I'm going to take a picture of the snake, and then it started rattling like a rattlesnake. But what it was doing was curled up next to some mesquite leaves and branches, and some mesquite seeds were laying next to it. So as the snake was shaking its tail, the seeds were shaking, the seed pods were shaking too. And it made it sound like a rattlesnake. Now this one did actually not like my presence, and it was hissing at me. But here's a what you call a snake, a coral snake? Anyway, these things are actually pretty docile. The only reason I'm holding a grip on this one was because I was trying to take a picture, and it just kept going everywhere. Here's another picture of there's a picture of a dove that I guess the dove had ran into a glass, so I picked it up and gave it some water, and it got a little better and finally flew away. Here's a frog. Here's an interesting picture of a giant crab spider. Now, you don't like spiders? Check this out. I caught this spider at a law firm where I was working at the time. It was on the wall. Caught it with this cup, put a piece of paper under it, took it outside, and I'm going to let this spider go, right? So I let the spider go. Guess what? A lizard saw the spider and said, "That's mine." The lizard ran up, had a fight with this spider, and started ripping the spider's legs off one at a time. It's a little whip-tailed lizard. And there it is. the spider's actually being thrown around by the lizard, and the lizard eventually ripped all the legs off and then ate the spider. Then the next day, the very next day, the lizard came back for more food. One of the girls that worked in the law firm had a ferret, so she had mealworms, and she brought some mealworms, so we fed this lizard every day, fed him a mealworm or two every day. Yeah, and so this lizard was, every time we came up to the door, he was right there, boom, on the spot. Here's another picture of a quail. So yeah, we fed the lizard a giant crab spider, and it's like, I want some more. Again, it'll get close to you because there's food. Again, a little younger quail, not as young as the other one, but here's a lizard from my uncle's pool. And butterflies, often sometimes you just put your hand out. If you have a really positive energy, put your hand out, the butterfly will land on you. Happens quite often. This lizard right here is a desert spiny lizard. He actually bit me. He was a mean little fart. Right there. He had his head stuck in my uncle's had a fence around this pool area, and the lizard actually had his head stuck, and with the scales couldn't get his head out of the fence. So I cut the fence out, and I got the lizard, and I was putting him in a jar so I could take him somewhere a little more safe, and he bit me. Here's another picture of a bull snake that did not like my presence, but I had to pick this one up because I was on my motorcycle, and I saw him on the side of the road. He was wanting to cross the road, so I had to pick him up, take him to the other side of the road. He did not like me bothering him. Here's a little coral snake that was in my uncle's pool equipment. And snakes will often have no problem with you holding them because you're warm. And so, like I said, they have an agenda. It's not because they think you're an awesome person. They have an agenda. You either got food, you got warmth, you got something that they can use. This little horned-toed lizard right here, I was watching some lightning at a distance out in the desert. This thing kept running up underneath my feet. And the only thing I can think of is this horned-toed lizard was following me around out in the desert there, following me around because I might have been stirring up insects. And so picked him up, got a picture of him, put him back down, and he just kept following me around. And here's a picture of a Luna moth just hanging out. So anyway, that's all of the pictures I just grabbed quickly last night, but the thing I was wanting to express was the glow, the energy level. A creature, most living creatures, most wild creatures look at another animal or a human being as a possible threat or not, a possible means of food or not. Maybe you're edible. Do you taste good? The lizard around the pool kept putting his mouth on my finger, and just around my finger. Didn't bite or anything, but just kept putting his mouth on my finger. And it's like it wants to know if I taste good or if I'm going to give it something. But I lived on my uncle's ranch in Montana for a summer and a fall, and he had a lot of bees, and he had a lot of ranch animals, cows, horses, dogs, and all kinds of animals, chickens. And I was actually started experimenting with them because I had nothing else to do. I was really young. I was 17, had nothing else to do. And so I started experimenting with animals. Well, where it first started was my uncle took me out to this field to collect some honey from these bees. And while I was collecting the honey from the bees, he found that a mouse had made a nest under one of the hives. And he said, "We got to find that mouse because it's just going to keep making a mess out of this hive." So, hold on a second. Let me... There, blow myself up. We gotta find this mouse because it's making a hive in the bees. And so I finally found the mouse. And here's one of the determining factors that really struck me, is we had we had bee suits on, right? And I caught the mouse and I had it on my glove and I was holding on to it, and I told my uncle, a rancher, old guy, I said, what do you want me to do with the mouse? And he said, kill it. I'm like, I can't kill it. It's a mouse. Let me move this image off of here. I can't kill it. It's a mouse. And he's like, just kill it. And I'm like, why do you want me to kill it? How? He said, just smash it in your fingers. And, you know, I'm 17. I'm like, I'm not going to kill this poor mouse. So actually, the very moment I thought in my mind of killing this mouse, and the very moment I was about to do it, I got swarmed by the bees. And the bees all swarmed me, stinging through my suit like crazy. But my whole face was covered in bees. And I realized that's what they were doing. They sensed the energy that I was giving off, and it was a negative energy and a very bad negative energy. And then they attacked me. So then when I helped my uncle after that working with the bees, I would consciously try to put my mind in a state of positive energy and positive attitude. And after a while, I could go out there without a bee suit. And it was very, very surprising. The only problem is, you know, bees will get under your sleeves and under your clothing, and they will sting because then they get trapped. But then I started playing around with those dogs and thinking thoughts and watching the dogs react, and then the horses and the cows and everything would react to what I was feeling and what energy I was portraying, because they don't see it as as aggressive or not. They just see a negative or positive energy. And if you keep a positive energy about you, you get so many things done in life. I remember years ago, I mean, we've all had this experience where someone comes into a crowded room or a group of people and you just feel uneasy around them. And they probably have a negative energy. Now, since my motorcycle wreck and since I've had all kinds of pain and discomfort, it actually is a huge distraction of trying to consciously be positive all the time and give a positive energy. So now it's not as easy to get around wild animals and touch wild animals, even though sometimes I do. But it's the energy. If you can free your mind of negativity, and everything feels more comfortable around you. And babies can feel that same energy. Yeah, I agree. So let me see what back here. Bees, wasps do not like me. I get stung every time. So why do they sting? Bees, wasps have a different demeanor than honeybees. That's for sure. And I will say this: Africanized bees are very aggressive, because I've experienced some of those in Arizona. Since I worked with my uncle in Montana with those bees, and I worked for a friend of his, Tim Fortner, who actually we canned 55-gallon drums full of honey. So every day we were going out collecting honey, bringing them back to the warehouse, and extracting honey. And the semi-truck load would come. We'd put barrels on the back of the semi-truck, and they'd leave. But so I had quite a bit of an experience with European honeybees. And then in Arizona, I had some experiences with Africanized bees, and they are freaking aggressive. You don't even have to have a negative or positive energy, but once they start chasing you, you start freaking out, and then that's going to make them chase you more. So let's see. Other things I didn't get pictures of is, you know, there's a lot of times I didn't have a camera, so there's a lot of times I had came up close to, well, I showed you the video of the rattlesnake here, I think just yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. There's been other animals. I used to feed coyotes off the deck of my deck in Arizona, which shouldn't feed them, but you know, they're really hungry, and I figured, you know, if I fed them off my deck, they're gonna be less likely to eat a cat or something. So we've got Bernadette's in the house. We've got Sharon. We've got Brian. We've got Cher came in. Is Cher here? Christelle. Anyway, so enough about that talk. The horny toad. You had to say horny toad. Great capture. Oh, you're talking about the... yeah, that picture of the... I took a lot of pictures of that butterfly in my apartment. That was one of the cool things there. But yeah, my favorite picture here is this guy right here. And I actually have a painting of that also. I did my very first attempt at oil painting, which I'll share at some point in time. But yeah, that's one of my favorites there. So I'm sorry if I was just blabbing and not paying attention to what everybody was saying. Bumblebee is on the endangered list here. Yeah, hummingbird's one of my best photos, and that was just a lucky shot too. We had those swarm African bees. They say leave them alone. They're resting on tree. Yeah, Africanized bees. They will come after you. They don't take any kind of negative or positive energy. There's like anything close to their hive is a threat. Babies feel the same energy. You know what's really funny about babies is when you're talking on a phone, that's when they'll start blabbing a lot. And dogs and cats will often do this too. They'll bother you. They'll start really bugging you when you're on the phone. Because think about the simplicity of their mind. They don't understand what the phone is, but they see you talking, and they're the only other thing in the room. You must be talking to them. They don't understand that you're talking to somebody else because there's nobody else in the room. So think about that next time your baby starts chattering when you're on the phone, or your dog or cat starts bothering you while you're trying to talk on the phone. They think you're talking to them, and they don't understand. Why are you not paying attention to me? I'm right here. Got bit by a wasp, ended up in ER, blood infection from it. Wow. You got an infection from where the stinger went in, or what? That was a allergic reaction. Yeah, my mom was supposedly allergic to bee stings. There's a very fascinating story on how bee venom and allergic reactions react, and how you actually get that way. It's pretty fascinating if you look it up. Cool, we have poisonous ones here. He looks mean. Coral snake was nice. That bull snakes were just mean. Every one of them I came across. But it's really funny because I'd handled black snakes, and there's a very similar bull snake and black snake and coral snakes. All of them are very similar snakes. But let's see. I'm thinking it's not really a coral snake, is that what that black and white one is? But it's a blood vessel stinger. It's common. Yeah. But once you actually get stung by a wasp or something once, and your body does not counteract it within a certain amount of time, and you get stung again within a certain amount of time, that's when your body, you can become permanently allergic to them. Wow, look at those hearts coming. I think I better play some music. Well, everybody's giving me hearts. We're going to do a cover tune then. As we're talking about peace, love, and harmony, and hugs, let's do this song by the Youngbloods.
listen. You hold the key to love and fear, holding your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. There at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. I said, come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. I said, come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have my big drink with me. But you know what I don't have? I still don't have cheese balls. Thank you, Bernadette. So next on the list is I like gadgets, but I'm not going to do that right now because I just wasted way too much time talking about bees and animals and aminals and things and animals and such. So the next on the list is my song, Lost in the Middle, which is actually, this song is not yet complete. And I don't even think I have it in, no, I don't have it in my list here, so. You heard that horrible rumor? You mean about the cheese balls? Here. See that? See that? There are no more cheese balls in the studio. The studio doesn't have any more cheese balls. Unbelievable. I'd send Daryl out to get some, but I don't think he can drive. Down, see if he can see her guilt and the shame, and the thought of who's to blame goes round. She floats past the flowers. Oh, where does the time go? Gets lost in the middle, and no, time moves too slow. Try just a little love. It's just a game that we play. Sometimes it doesn't mean a damn thing. Life slowly drifts away, and I'm cold.
crown just keeps dragging him down. Deeper and deeper, bound by distinction, contradiction keeps dragging him down. With a warm welcome by the reaper, no, where does the time go? Gets lost in the middle and oh, life moves too slow. When we die just a little and love is just a dangerous game. Sometimes we really shouldn't play. Life slowly drifts away, and I'm old. Sometimes it doesn't mean a damn thing. Life slowly drifts away.
That song was called Lost in the Middle. I started writing that song back in the 80s with just a few words, a few lines, and added to it over the years, and it's still not done because I have this whole instrumental piece that I want to do that's like starts out with a... So that song has not been recorded in the studio yet, so you all maybe you're the only ones that heard that particular version of it because I never do it the same twice. So, anyway, how's everybody doing out there? Thank you so much for those hearts. You people are awesome. Give yourself a big round of applause. Give yourself some hearts. You know what? Here you go. What color am I today? I am kind of orange, dark orange red. So look at me. I'm giving all these hearts to you guys. These hearts are for you. All these hearts right here. Those red hearts. Those are all for you. Those are all for you. Those are all your hearts. Yep, those are for you. I'm clicking away. Clicking. Clicking my brains out. Okay, that's wrong. You have pink. Sharon has pink. Brian has brown. Brian gets poop hearts today. And Bernadette is pink. Bernadette's pinkier. Bernadette's pinkier than you, Sharon. Don't take that the wrong way, but I got red. Red. Is it against the rules to give yourself hearts? What does that do? Is that like, if I give myself hearts, does that actually delete my heart count? It should reduce my heart count. It's reducing my heart rate. Can you guys increase my heart rate? Only the sex bots increase my heart rate. That's just messed up. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. That was stupid. I got a video. You deserve them. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have a video of a fast fish. This is actually this video I made. Let's turn off the playlist here because that'll automatically do it. This is a video. Hey, where'd I go? This video I made some time ago. I anticipated making a bigger video of this, as if, let's say, Kat, the girl here, comes to me and says, "Hey, Danny, I'm going to be gone for the weekend. Can you feed my fish and be sure to put some of this protein stuff in the fish water? It's the water clarifier stuff." And what got me to thinking of that is that bottle that they got from the vet was about the same size and shape as those energy drinks you get. So what would happen if you accidentally put an energy drink in the water instead of the fish food water clarifier stuff? And with that thought, I came up with this video. Please just remember, no fish were harmed in the making of this video. So here we go. Is it going to play? Is it going to play right? Is it going to play? Is it going to play? Can we play it? Can we play it? Can we play it? Please, please, somebody play it, please. Thank you. Okay, so that was my fish adrenaline video. So I was anticipating, having the aquarium next to, sitting there and going, okay, so I'm supposed to feed the fish. I'm supposed to put the water clarifier stuff in, and then just like kind of look in the tank and go, okay, reach over for the bottle and grab the wrong bottle and pour it in there. This is my original. Yeah, that was Piano Ride. Was what that was. That's an interesting piece, Piano Ride. How did I get so tall? I wasn't this tall when I left the room. I stretched myself out when I left the room, did I? Let's put some of this over here. Magic shirt. I'm having a bad hair day. Do you mind? So the interesting story about that piano piece was I started just with the melody or just with the rhythm thing. Let's go ahead and kick that on again. With the, hey, play it, stupid. I started with just that thing going. And did the rhythm. So as I made that piece, that was all improvisational. I just sat down and said, okay, what can I do to go along with this rhythmic piece I put together, and then I played it, and then I'm like, okay, that was okay. So I muted that whole piano track, and then I tried again just to see what it sounded like. And then I played it, and then later I was messing around with the whole thing, and I realized I accidentally put both of them together. It actually sounded really cool with both piano parts together. It gets really crazy about halfway into the song. So I did the whole thing so that the first piano part plays, then the second piano part plays, and then both piano parts play. And that's available on Reverb Nation. If you go to reverbnation.com, Galixy, Galixy, or if you go to bandcamp.com, Danny Gali Bandcamp, Bandcamp, Bandicamp. I don't know where my shortcut went. My shortcut went away. I don't know why my computer does this sometimes. Jeez, Danny. If we just type Danny Gali in there, do I pop up? Yeah, I pop up. Danny Gali. So if I click on there, and I click on here, and I click on there, and I copy that, and I stick that over here, and I say, boom, no bubble. What's a bubble? And we go there, and we hit that enter right there. There's a shortcut to the Bandcamp. Bandcamp. A Sound Idea was just an instrumental because I was not able to digitally record vocals yet, so I put all those together as a compilation of just instrumentals. So A Sound Idea was my first CD project. My second one was A Work in Progress. So check those out on bandcamp.com, Danny Gali, and download those. If you buy those, I get money. And if you buy those, I can buy some. If you buy those, I can buy me some freaking cheese balls. Freaking cheese balls. I don't have any cheese balls in the studio. Starving to death in here. Look at me. Look at me. It's just nothing but space between here. Sorry, I'm an idiot sometimes. Only sometimes. Sometimes, right? Hey, what's next on the agenda? Did Bernadette? Did you check the schedule? What am I supposed to be doing now? You know what? I should give somebody access and rights. It's horrible. It's awful. I got no cheese. Whoa. Oh, at least I don't have butterflies in my stomach. Oh, stupid again. Let's boycott. Periscope, I want some freaking cheese balls. Need some cheese balls in the studio. I should give someone access to my schedule, my Excel schedule, so everybody can chime in there, or some people, somebody special. You have to select somebody special to help me with my schedule. Tomorrow's schedule, though. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is going to be about space. Today is about the glow. If you came in late, Bernadette, I'm so sorry. You'll just have to start from here. We were talking about interaction with wild animals and insects and creatures and lizards and things, and why a wild animal or wild creature will come to a human without being afraid of them, other than, you know, a bear wanting to attack you in the woods. But does a bear in the woods? Oh, never mind. But why they come to you? It's because if you have a positive energy coming out of you, you're not as much of a threat. And then their other main agendas are: do you have food, or do you taste good? Or do you know where I can get a partner? Because, you know, that's what they think about. I unplugged my guitar. So next on the list is sing. Bring it on, bring it on. Bernadette says singing. That's what you're supposed to be doing, dumbass. I mean, oops. No swearing on here. There's kids listening. There's children in the crowd, you know. There could be kids listening. Somebody's dogs and cats are listening. I feel so bad. I'm really sorry I said shit. I didn't mean to. I'm going to do this next song called Jason Mraz. I don't think that's right. This next song is by Jason Mraz. You know what? It'd help if I plug in my guitar. Dun, 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 dun. What's up with that? What's up with that? Your bubble isn't showing up. Oh, you mean the bubble down where the heart things go. I can see Sharon's bubble. I can see Bernadette's bubble. Nobody else. How come there's no more bubbles? Can some more people, you know, bubble me. Bubble me, everybody. Come on, bubble me. And so I just refreshed, and now I only see Bernadette's bubble, and I don't see Sharon's bubble, but I did before I refreshed. So maybe, Sharon, let's see. There's my red hearts. Oh my goodness, I got the moonrise on my shirt. I got a rise out of that. Half of us don't show up. Yeah, now it's only showing Bernadette. You know what? You know what? Here's what you do. If you go to my PayPal account and give me $1,000, I bet your bubble will show up. If I have to, I'll draw it on my screen. I'm kidding. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna get kicked off of Periscope because I said the S word. I make myself laugh. Okay, I don't do this song completely accurately, so please forgive me. And push this button. Oh, I love that video right there. That was cool. That was a thunderstorm in our backyard one day. It was so cool. So I did a time-lapse photography of the thunderstorm. Get out of the way, you idiot. Show the video. And the colors were just so cool, too. So, yeah, and then it gets darker. All right, here we go. You're mild compared to many on here. What the is that supposed to? What the? That was actually the thing I did at my last job. I was, instead of saying the F word, I would just go. Why don't you just go? That's not cool either.
Nothing's
Said the sound is off? Lots of reverb. I like lots of reverb. I like the echo. I don't like my voice. Is it better?
But I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Just look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of the million people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved, 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 loved. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do you wanna come on over? Scooch on over closer, dear. Now we're living in your ear. I've been spending way too much time checking my tongue in the mirror, bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer, but my breath fogged up the glass. So I drew a new face and I laughed. Well, I guess what I'm saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanity and just go with the season. That's what I aim to do. My name is our virtue. Well, I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Just look into your heart and you'll find the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours.
So I added that song to my list because my guitar student, Austin, wanted to learn it. He's getting a little better at it, but boy, he doesn't want to sing in key. It's hard to get him motivated to sing in key. So not just giving him guitar lessons, I'm trying to teach him to sing in key. There's a lot of people out there that play the guitar and they sing, and they don't focus on even trying to sing in key. And it's kind of sad. Actually, when I first started playing the guitar, I was in high school. I was 17 and 18. A friend of my dad's gave me a guitar, and I started teaching myself chords. And one of my friends in school had been playing for quite a few years. His dad was a musician, but Larry did not sing in key. And his father told him that he was tone deaf. And I thought, oh, that's terrible. That's awful. You're tone deaf. I didn't even know what that was until years later. I realized, you know what? That is not really. There are very, very, very few people that are actually tone deaf. Not being able to hear the different frequencies and determine the different frequencies is very rare. People just assume tone deaf is because they can't sing. It's not. He could sing, and he could sing notes in key, but what he never did was he never tried to exercise his range because his dad just told him that he was tone deaf. So he didn't even try after that. And it wasn't until years later, like I was in my 40s and I was up visiting, and I'm like, Larry, there's nothing wrong with your hearing. So then I started playing. I'm like, okay, find this note on the guitar, and he would find the note on the guitar, find this note on the guitar, find this note on the guitar. So after that, I started experimenting with students and everything, and I'm like, nobody's tone deaf. It's silly. And it's so sad that Larry spent his whole adult life not even thinking he could sing. His father convinced him that he couldn't. So tone deaf is not really a thing. Perfect pitch is also misconceived by a lot of people. A lot of people think, they think being able to sing a note is perfect pitch, and that's not. What perfect pitch is someone telling you, sing a C, and you can sing it, and you have the C in your head. That's perfect pitch. Or if somebody does that, and they say, what note is that? And you go, that's a C. I've only known 2 people in my life that actually can do that. I can't do it. I can't. If someone says, sing me a C or a D, or I could probably practice and get close, but I know that my hearing is not that accurate. So that's one of those things, just one of those things. I just saw this video pop by me here. Let me pause this here. Let's go back to this video right here. And let's go. Oh, dear God. No, now I got it way off track. Now it's off. Water. There was a bird or something in the water in distress. It was drowning or something. I don't know what it was doing. But where was that bird? Oh, now I've got it. It lost it. Never mind. I don't know where it is. Anyway. Sorry, I got distracted there. So whose dogs got their feelings hurt because I said the S word? Did I say the S word and your dogs went, oh no, I don't want to go. No way yet, porn and pedos are okay. So I don't know what happened to the audio because I reached over there and I didn't do anything, but it came back. Something was loose. So right now, let's step things up here and start with the random note. Let's do the random thing. Everybody give me a number between 1 and 12, and let's see what we can make out of it. I was running out of time. Sorry, running out of time. So give me a number from 1 to 12. Any random number between 1 and 12, and we will randomize those numbers. We got a 6. Yeah, we got a 6. I want at least 4 numbers, and we'll try to make something out of them. All right, are you people paying attention out there? I want some numbers. You give me some numbers, god dang it, or I'm going to shut this whole thing down right now. You get some numbers going now. Random number between 1 and 12. Brian, you can give me some more too. Bernadette? Brian, give me an 8. Okay. There we got 6 and we got an 8. Can we, going once, going twice. We'll just two notes. Is did Bernadette leave? Did Sharon leave? They got tired. They got mad when I did the S word, right? You know what? There you go. Brian's got it. We're gonna randomize. I'm gonna go here. Dun 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 dun. Drum roll, please. Oh, where's my drums? Drum roll, please. Where is it? Drum roll. Randomize this range. Boom. Oh. Where's this? Made a crash. There we go. That's not a crash. That's a gong. Oh, geez, that's wimpy. Never mind. All right, so we randomized it. We got a, let's go with a 6. Is an A. We're going to turn that one to blue. The 8 is A flat. We're going to turn that one blue. the 10 and 12. 10. Turn that one blue. 12. Turn that one blue. So where did everybody go? Did everybody just leave? What happened? All right, so we got A flat, G flat, B flat. Holy moly, that's all right there in the same freaking place. Who did that? Whose fault was that? You know, Brian, you can't pick numbers anymore. I'm kidding. Put this on piano here. So there's A flat, G flat, B flat. There's B flat, A, B flat, A flat, G flat. Wow. All of these really bunched up right together. You know what? To heck with that. I don't want to do it. Let's do the A. That was a B. I should know that. Sharon, I said number between 1 and 12, not a letter. Well, now you're going to cheat because you can see it. Never mind. I'm still gonna go with this. There's A. Aren't they awful notes? Yeah. And I didn't pick tonight. Nope, you didn't. So let's see if we can see if I can do something with these. We got there's A flat, G flat, B flat. Nope, they're not sharps. I'm going with flats. I'm just going to do flats. I'm not going to do the sharps. All right? I don't like sharps. I'm going to use the flats. C-A-G, good combo. C-A-G, yeah, let's see. Last three chimes here have been sounding like horror movies. Yep. So if we can go with this, do my G flat here, F sharp. Getting ready for Halloween. That's what we're doing. 4 notes. make up something new without the randomizing notes and stuff and just do something. All right, give me a beat. You know what? Give me some strumming. Let's see. Somebody said a C. Okay, there's a hodgepodge of everything. Let's turn all those down here. Okay, so I hope everybody had a wonderful day today. I hope everybody got to do everything you wanted to do today. I did what I did. What did I do? What did I do? I went shopping, but I didn't get any cheese balls. I feel so empty inside. Thank you, Bruno. Hey, how's it going, Bruno? What's going on up there? Wait, you're just not showing up? What's up with that? It's 7 o'clock. I gotta go. I got things to do. Hey, Jane. Could I stop reverbing so much? I need to. I have a microphone over here. I have a condenser mic actually on the shelf over there. Right? Oh, that on the shelf over there. And if I run it over here, though, I can't run my speakers. If I do that, I have to put my headphones on, and that kind of limits me having headphones on all the time. So I kind of like to have my studio speakers on here. So I use the Shure SM58 microphone. It's an industry standard, the Shure SM58. Industry standard microphone. Recommended by most musicians. It's mostly used for live though. For studio mics, you want a nice condenser mic, but I don't have the kind of studio that's applicable for that kind of microphone because I have bare walls and they bounce off sound. So the SM58 limits a lot of background noise. So I like it and I use it for my recording. So I hope everybody had a wonderful day today. And if you missed some of the discussion earlier, maybe you can go back and watch the replay. I was talking about the glow and the thing that happens. Let's go over here to this camera angle here. The thing that happens when you interact with actual people and animals and everything, if you have a positive energy, one of the things you got to do is stay away from negative energy people. Yeah, if you watch the replay, because I did a lot of talking. I think I did too much talking, but open up your mind and free your energy and get rid of all the negativity, because so many more things open up for you, and so many more people will react to you when you have positive energy. And sometimes you have to consciously put yourself into it, because I used to have this thing where I interacted with animals a lot in nature and stuff. When I'd hike, you meet so many wonderful little creatures and everything. And if you have a clear mind and a positive energy, you can get a lot closer to them and touch them sometimes. Because when you're afraid of an animal, it is a negative energy, and it gives off a negative energy, and they feel it, and they react to it. And a lot of creatures do not respond too well with negative energy of any kind. All they see is black and white, and if you're negative energy, you might be a threat. So they avoid you altogether. But if you have a very clean, open feeling, you can interact with animals and people. So when you have toxic people in your life, try to free yourself from them, because they will drag you down. I've been fortunate. I mean, I've had toxic people in my life, and I've been fortunate to get away from them. Some of it wasn't so easy, long time ago. But yeah, and I just felt like I was constantly being drained, and because I was, from what everybody tells me, I was always a positive person and a happy, energetic person. And those toxic people, they kind of thrive on that, and they grab you and they try to bring you down to their level because they can't get up to yours. But if you have a positive energy and just let yourself glow, people around you will feel it and feel better for it. After I had my accident and I have constant discomfort and pain from various things, it's not as easy to clear your mind, because that is a huge distraction. So if you can get rid of any of your pain, or consciously convince yourself, there's another thing I'll talk about in another episode of, I would call it self-hypnosis, being able to block pain in your body. I used to do that a lot easier than I have been doing lately, but I'm working on it. And basically is clearing your mind and just getting rid of all the negativity and feeling the positive things in your life. And You'll be much better for it, and everybody around you will benefit from it. And you might meet new people and new things. And, well, I showed a bunch of pictures of little animals animals and creatures I've touched and whatnot. Let's see. Here's one here. We'll go ahead and click me off of here. Where am I? We'll get right up here. This was one of my favorite pictures. This little koala in Australia just climbed up in my arms. Hey, can I change that back from there to there? 20 seconds. Lizards. Reptiles want to be around you because you're warm. I found that out. And or because you may have food. Everything wants to know if you have food. Every living creature wants to know if you have food. I was a little bird I rescued in Memphis. And he crawled up into my hand. Little gecko that was really enjoying the warmth of my hand. Just kind of hung out with me for a while. Black widow spider that I had for a while. There's a butterfly I had as a pet for a while. I rescued it from a storm and took it inside and took care of it for a few days. I let it go outside, then it started raining again, and it crawled back on my hand. I put my hand down, it crawled back on my hand, and I took him back inside for another night. I fed him some honey water. He crawled all around my musical instruments, and I took pictures of him. Dragonfly that came inside and landed on me. And, we all have these random incidents where, we get close to nature, and it's just a really cool feeling to have an animal just kind of cuddle up next to you, or a black widow, let it crawl around on you. They won't bite you unless you really bother them. Shaking hands with a black widow, how's that? It was a baby black widow. It was a young black widow, so it wasn't really dangerous. And a black bear wanted to go home with me, just because I said I had honey in the car. I got kissed by a slug in Oregon. A osprey kept checking me out when I was hiking one day. A horned-toed lizard, they really like the warmth when you hold on to them. And chipmunks, they want to see what you got. You got any food? Yeah, you got food in your bag, right? There's a Chinese mantid. That guy really was curious. Interesting creature. Fascinating. Got some up-close pictures of that thing. Tarantula. I don't like spiders. They give me the heebie-jeebies. But, what are you going to do? Giant grasshopper. Look how big that thing is. There's a baby quail. I held it and it fell asleep in my hands. There's a lizard that hung around my uncle's swimming pool and used to come around. There's one of those orange dragonflies. Let's see. Rattlesnake, yep. You hate spiders. I don't hate them, but they do give me the heebie-jeebies. I'm not really fond of spiders. There's the rattlesnake released back into the wild. There's a bull snake. The bull snake actually didn't like me. He wanted me to leave him alone. Hummingbird. These are all pictures I took, all animals that I hung out with. There's the lizard that was around my uncle's pool, and it used to come out every time I'd go out to the pool and do something, it would follow me around the pool. Basically, it wanted to know if I had food. Horned-toed lizard. They're really easy to get close to. They're not really fast, so I think they're aware of the fact that they're not fast, so they're just going to let you walk up to them and pick them up. King snake. That's what it was, a king snake. It's not a coral snake, it's a king snake. Had a lot of those around the house in Arizona. There was a dove that wasn't feeling too well, so I gave it some water, and it got better. Little frog. There's a lizard eating a spider. I inadvertently fed a spider to a lizard, and boy, it really liked it. Ripped all its legs off, and it ate it. And then it wanted more, so we gave him mealworms. There's another young quail. There's my lizard around my uncle's pool. Again. Butterflies. That lizard bit me. Even after I rescued him, he bit me. Bull snakes are kind of mean. We went through the bull snakes. I saved that when I picked it up off the side of the highway and took it to the other side because it was trying to crawl across traffic. And here's another king snake. I apologize, I called this a coral snake earlier. It's a king snake. I don't know why I didn't remember that, but king snakes are really docile. They won't, no matter what you do, they won't try to bite you, and they'll just kind of hang out on you. Reptiles really like warm skin. And just a pretty little snake. I found that one in the pool equipment, almost drowned. Another horned-toed lizard that just kept following me around. And a Luna moth. And I got bunches of other pictures of wild animals and things that I've interacted with, but I don't have them in my folder right here, right now. But anyway, that's what we talked about. We talked about a lot of positive energy and negative energy, and how I learned about how that works with animals and how sensitive so many of them are. So when they say if you're afraid of a bee, don't be afraid of a bee, it'll sting you. It's kind of true because you're giving off a negative energy and it does not conceive whether that's a threat or not. It's just negative energy and they may sting you. So just have a positive attitude, and it works when you're around people too, to have a positive attitude. So that is my thing for today, and I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, evening, and morning. Peace, love, and hugs. Peace, love, and harmony. I don't know, should I say peace, love, and hugs, or peace, love, and harmony? I like the peace, love, and hugs. But anyway, thanks for coming, and sorry I babbled so much and wasn't paying attention to what everybody was saying. I have traveled a lot. I did, well, that picture behind me was in Memphis. That was during my motorcycle trip. I went over 30,000 miles around the country, parts of Canada and parts of Mexico. In 1994, I went to China the first time, and then for another company, the next 2 years, I went over to China 5 more times. I went to Australia once. Those were all for work, though. The motorcycle trip around the country was just for me to try to get my brain back together, and you know what? Didn't work. After I got back from my motorcycle trip, I said, you know what? I'm going to get back after this motorcycle trip, and I'm going to focus and get a job, and I'm going to focus and be, successful again. And you know what? Didn't. Once I got back from that trip, all I wanted to do was not work ever again. But I did. Anyway, long story. Save it for another night. Everybody have a wonderful, 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 wonderful evening. I love you all. You're all awesome for putting up with me and coming by. So I guess on that note, I should play some music. On that note, let's play some music and bail out of here and roll the credits. Thanks. Good night, everyone. Say good night, Gracie. Blue skies, ask for it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. This is called True Life. Put your headphones on. Listen to that heartbeat.